Welcome to Orlando, Florida, FBC Mortgage Stadium for what ought to be an exciting matchup in the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. Weeks of additional practice and prep for bowl games not only can set the tone for what we're going to see in this game, but for what might be in store next season as well. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on a team from the MAC, the Buffalo Bulls. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Kickoff team out there ready to tee it up in this bowl game. Looking for an alley from inside his own 20. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. So the Cincinnati Bearcats offense will start this game off. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run it from the gun. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up one to the 35. So already a challenge on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 9. Dropping back, it's Sorsby. They're setting up the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. And the Bearcats will punt it away on 4th down. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He'll bring it back. It's McMillan. Makes a move. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. So Buffalo's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, then they've got a shot to win this one.
And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. And he picks up enough for the first down. We'll see if they get another snap here in the first quarter.
First down for the offense.
We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Back at it to open the quarter with this first down play. Looking to move it through the air. Slips away. He's going to run it. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
You can tell this is a pass play. He has his eyes down the field. He's looking to throw the football. But how nice is it when you got a guy like this that can scramble and go get you a first down? Just really hard to stop from the defense.
Touchdown Bulls! And they made it to the house when they found that 6 points waiting on them.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I tell you what, keep that passing game up and keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish things off with a 21-yard touchdown pass. From inside the 20, chance for great field position. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
You've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's third and short. Looking to pass, it's Sorsby. Buys a little time with his feet. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. And the Bearcats send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Reese, several notable storylines there, and a first half of a Cure Bowl that absolutely had its moments.
The Bearcats will kick it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. Can they catch him? He will score! Touchdown, Buffalo!
You can't start the second half any better than that. You're trying to come out of the locker room. You're trying to create some momentum. Taking the first kick of the third quarter back for a touchdown, that is exactly what this head coach was looking for from his players.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. Straight ahead from inside his 25. He's brought down after a good return, gets it out to the 31. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Going to try to get it himself. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. The Bearcats will punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Running it back, it's McMillan. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Trying to find his man on first down. He's got it. Afterburner's coming. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Buffalo! And once he got loose, it was all over.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That's the kind of drive everybody loves. They'll see quarterback, one snap, put it in the end zone. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Buffalo is on top. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. Hauls it in inside his 20, and here he comes. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook a little.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back to. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half.
Timeout, Cincinnati.
Back to throw, it's Sorsby. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Looking to throw. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
And they'll come to the line and try to draw a little bit closer on 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires a bullet, now it's picked off. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the 4th quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have.
And he breaks into the open. He's at the 40. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
One of the first things I want to do when I come into a game is I'm going to go, where do I have the advantage? Where are my guys better than yours? And maybe they feel good about their matchup out wide, some of those wide receivers making some of these big plays down the field. This is a good sign for this offense.
All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.